Okay guys, so what I want you all to know by the end of this video is how to multiply polynomial functions. Okay? So, we had this thing pair share in class, we'll go through it, but here we're given one function f of x and another function g of x, both polynomials, okay? Even though they're quadratics because they're squared, but that's a type of polynomial. And the first thing we have here is we have f times g of x, okay? F times g of x. So first we got to know what that means. And what that means is, it means f of x times g of x, okay? So what we're going to do is we're just going to take f of x and multiply it by g of x. So let me just move this down just slightly. I have x squared plus 3x minus 5 times, okay, or I could just, I don't even need the dot, I could just have the parentheses next to each other, x squared minus x plus 1. So the idea here is the same as when we had binomials, which binomials just have two terms, okay, but these have three terms, they're trinomials. And what we're going to do is we're going to take all of these terms and make sure we multiply each time by these terms. So I'm going to take x squared and multiply it by everything over here. I'm going to take 3x, multiply it by everything over here. Okay, and then finally I'll take negative 5 and multiply it by everything over here, okay? So that's just like what we do with binomials. And some of you guys can box, can't FOIL with this if you're used to doing that. So if you don't box or FOIL, you can do it this way. I'm going to show you guys just a slight little trick, okay? And the trick is to make this like when you're multiplying integers when you were in grade school. And what I mean is we're going to stack these. We have x squared plus 3x minus 5 times x squared minus x plus 1. So I've stacked these together. Okay, so there's a little multiplication sign there. And what I'm going to do is just like with integer terms in grade school, I'm just going to take each term down here and multiply it with a term up there. So I have 1 times negative 5, use a different color, is negative 5. 1 times 3x is 3x. 1 times x squared is x squared. Okay. Now I'm just going to have negative x. So I have negative x times 5x. Well, that's plus 5x. And notice I'm going to do like when I add polynomials, I'm going to line these up by like terms. So this is a 3x here and I have a 5x here, so I'm going to make sure that they line up with their like terms. Okay? So I keep going. Negative x times 3x is negative 3x squared. Negative x times x squared is negative x to the third. Okay? That's just a review of multiplying variables. So finally, I get to this x squared. Do the same thing. X squared times negative 5 is negative 5x. X squared times 3x is 3x to the third. And x squared times x squared is x to the fourth. Okay? Now, just like in elementary school, when we would multiply integers together, I have this stacked thing here where I'm just going to add them all together. Okay, so negative 5 is by itself. 3x plus 5x is 8x. X squared plus negative 3x squared minus 5x squared. Well, that equals negative 7x squared. Okay. Negative x to the third plus 3x to the third is 2x to the third, and well, x to the fourth is just by itself. And there you go, that's it. Okay? This is, there's several ways you can do this box method. You can line it all up, but I like this way because it's very organized and it gets you to the answer and kind of all the same steps, but it keeps everything organized for you so you don't have to to worry about finding like terms in a row and stuff like that. Okay, so that was our lesson here on how to multiply polynomials together. We'll see it in class as well, and at this point you should know how to multiply polynomials together.